Hey there, congratulations on unlocking the behind-the-scenes video for Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time. My name is Brian Bernal, I'm the project manager, and we're going to take you around the office now and try to answer the question, who is the Agorian warrior?
When we first set out to create all the different factions in RCF2, we decided that we wanted it to be, in a lot of ways, almost like a version of high school. You have the Arachnoids, who are kind of the geeky IT guys that kind of sit off in their own little table in the cafeteria.
Do we know any girls? Who needs girls when you have pizza and a VG9800 game system?
And then you've got the cool guys, the Agorians, who are like the jocks, who are always angry and bumping each other's chests and just, you know, downing energy bars.
They've been around for 3,000 years, as other races have recorded them to be known, and they haven't evolved at all. All they do is fight. That's all they've ever done.
I think the best description I heard of that was, they have, they're honorable, they have a sense of honor and a code, but they just keep rewriting it.
You will pay for your incompetence with your lives. We realize that every time you wish death upon us, it is because you care.
You know, me and Brian Algar, we wrote up a whole character breakdown of all like the character traits that we wanted, and we wanted them to be very honorable creatures, and we wanted to have this code of ethics that always kept changing. And then, you know, we took that and we showed it to the artists, and we had Greg Baldwin and Dave Girton start sketching different things up. They came back at us with some really funny stuff, and that's when it got sent over to the animator. So we tried to give it like enough of an outline where everyone had a large canvas to work from, but we still wanted to leave a lot of room for people to put their own stamp on it.
So at Insomniac, when we start designing an enemy, we start creating these rough sketches and diagrams. And we'll typically use a program like Illustrator, where we can kind of create our little maps, create diagrams of what the characters might look like. And so with the Agorians, we wanted to have different ranges of combat, because we knew at that point the player would have a lot of weapons. They'd have like a sniper rifle style weapon, and some mid-range weapons, and some short range. So that's how we designed the enemies. Here we got in the front, we've got these more mid-range bombers. We've got the melee guys that are going to run up close into battle. And then of course we've got the guys that ride the beasts in the background. And these were, you know, obviously the generals. They were the leaders of the group that the players had to hunt down.
Usually for us, it's good enough just to have a drawing that really kind of captures the feel of the character, and it's up to us just to interpret that and put that into 3D. For this model, we had about maybe a week and a half to really get the high res down before we started going for the actual game asset. And once that's all done, it's sent on to Rig and the animators, and then we get a living, breathing character that you're going to see in the game.
My process is I go out, I shoot some reference, do some sketches based on observing, you know, around me, just kind of taking in what I see from, you know, other people and that kind of thing. Try to get an idea for the kind of character I want. You know, cinematics, you have close-ups, and so you can get these subtle things going on in the face. And so I can use my mirror to get that, but in the in-game stuff, I really want to get this sort of overacting, kind of loud, you know, kind of way.
Here at Insomniac, it's painfully obvious that everyone puts a little bit of themselves into every character that they work on.
Initially, they wanted to animate specifically to growl sound effects. So I growled and yelled and made myself hoarse one day, yelling in my office.
Of course, I drew on my experiences in high school because I was the varsity football player. I think it's obvious.
There's been talk that this Agorian warrior resembles me a little bit, but I don't see it at all.
Yeah. I couldn't even keep a straight face through that one. I definitely wasn't the IT guy.
I don't draw inspiration from people at the office necessarily. So as far as who the Agorian warrior is, you know, I couldn't really say. I don't know.
Roar!